Welcome to Quick Learning. We will continue our discussion on Lean Six Sigma, the Sigma level of any process, CP, CPK, how to calculate these parameters and how to identify what is the Sigma level of any process. We will just have a small recap of what we discussed in our last discussion. We had an example of a production of a product of 100 bottles, and we had the values of mean, standard deviation, upper specification limit and lower specification limit. Then we had to calculate CP, CPK and process sigma levels. From this data we calculated these parameters through the formulas that we discussed last time. So we calculated that CP is 2, CPK is 1.73 and the sigma level of that process is 5.19. So what is the basic definition of a sigma process? So you will see that for that process where sigma level is 5.19, we have the mean value at 1002 ml, we have the upper specification limit at 1015 and the lower specification limit at 985 ml. So the mean value is 5.19 standard deviations from upper specification limit, and the mean plus 5.19 times standard deviation is equal to the upper specification limit. So you can see this is actually the condition of that process. So now we will calculate and we will have a discussion about another very useful parameter to measure the system performance, that is OEE, overall equipment efficiency. So first we will discuss the overall equipment efficiencies definition, and then we will see an example and we will calculate the OEE of a process. So basically OEE is the multiplication of availability rate with performance rate and with the quality rate. When we multiply these three parameters, availability, performance and quality, then we have overall equipment efficiency of any system, process or equipment. So let's suppose we have a data, we have total available time of 480 minutes, we have stoppages of 75 minutes. The standard cycle time is 0.25 minutes per unit, but the actual units produced were 955 and the defective units were 45. How OEE will be calculated? So to calculate this OEE, what we will do is, first we will subtract the actual number of units with the defective units, that is 955 minus 44, that comes at 900 and I think 11, that is the units that are okay. Then we will multiply this number of units with standard cycle time and divide it by the total available time, then this number will come as 47.4. This is OEE. So to calculate each items separately, what we have to do to calculate availability, performance and quality rate, what will be the method to calculate these things separately? So to calculate availability, what we will do, we will subtract the available time with the stoppages and divide it by the total available time. So in this case we will subtract 480 and 75 and divide it by 480, so the availability will come as 84.4%. For performance rate, what we will do, we will divide the actual amount of production that we have produced by the number of units of production that would have been produced at standard exit rate. So if the standard rate is 0.25 units per minute, then for 80 minutes what number of units would have been produced. So what we will do is we will divide 955 by 405 multiply by 4 or 405 divided by 0.25, and then the answer is 58.9%. So our performance rate is 58.9%. For quality rate, we will just divide the number of OK products with number of total products produced. That will be the quality rate, that will be 95.4%. So these three numbers we have received after separate calculations. When we will divide each number, when we will multiply each number with each other, availability rate with performance rate and quality rate, we will get the OEE, that is 47.4% for this system. So in this way we can easily calculate OEE for any process or standard production line or equipment by calculating these three parameters, and we can identify which of the parameters is having maximum hit on EEE. Like in this case, the performance rate is the minimum out of these three, so this is causing the major dip in overall equipment efficiency. So I hope this lecture will be very useful for all of you. For any questions, you can just write in comments tab. Until next time, bye bye.